Hello, I'm back. All right. It is my goal to do more videos for you. All right, it's going to get tricky because I only have about another month or two left here before people are going to be home for the summer. And I don't like doing these videos when everyone's listening to me. Is that weird? Um, I post them online, so that makes no sense. But anyway, it just feels odd to do them, having my husband or my son like listening from outside the room. Anyway, maybe I'll just get over it. I am coming to you because I have decided I'm going to be serious again about dieting. I have not been that serious for about a year, to be honest with you. And my health and my body shows it. So here we go. Back on the bandwagon. I actually started with HCG. I did 1 day of loading. I should do two, but the day before was Easter and really it was a load day, but I feel like I have enough of the drops in my system from 1 day, so we'll see. You're supposed to do 2 days, but I kind of loaded 2 days anyway, but I just have 1 day of drops. But I feel fine. This is the first day of actually being on the protocol, and I'm not hungry at all, so I think it's okay. We'll see how that goes. It just seemed pointless and redundant to go another day of loading. So we'll see how that goes. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. You're supposed to load for 2 days. All right, so we're going to continue with the protocol as I keep you up to date here and we join our journey. So if you're brand new to HCG and you want to get going, go ahead and join me on my journey. I'm going to definitely do a full round. I'm going to do the full 21 days and see where we go from there. Might take a little break afterwards and continue on again. I might just go a little bit longer. I don't know. But I've decided that I'm going to commit to the 21 days. So we're going to see how that goes. And I have big plans for how much I'm going to lose. So I hope I don't disappoint myself. All right, so the videos will begin again, and we will be talking more about HCG, and I will talk more about things that are in the protocol that I haven't touched on yet. And what we're going to talk about today are the first days of treatment and what the first days of treatment are like. Now, I glanced through this, but I didn't read every single word. I just kind of eyeballed what is getting involved in this. And it's just kind of a fun few paragraphs about what the days are like at the very beginning of the treatment. And the title of this section of the protocol from Dr. Simeons is called The First Days of Treatment. So here we go. I'm going to read it directly to you from the protocol so that you're up to date on everything that's in the protocol. All the other parts of the protocol I have already listed in previous videos, so you can go look at the titles on the side and read whatever you find is important to you, or listen to them all and be up to date on everything that's going on. So here we go. The first days of treatment. This is 35 pages into the protocol, by the way. Just this isn't like at the very beginning. But then this is just something that he started talking about because we had a lot of backstory going into the protocol of research and why we do it and who should do it and what to expect and who should avoid doing it, all that kind of stuff. So all right, here we go. Sorry, I digress. The first days of treatment. It says, on the day of the third dose, or second dose in my situation here, because I only did 1 day of loading, it is almost routine to hear two remarks. One is, doctor, I'm not sure if it's psychological, but I already feel quite different. So common is this remark that even from the very skeptical patients, we hesitate to accept the psychological interpretation. The other typical remark is, quote, now that I have been allowed to eat anything I want, I can't get it down. Since yesterday, I feel like a stuffed pig. Food just doesn't seem to interest me anymore, and I am longing to get on with your diet. End quote. Many patients notice that they are passing more urine and that the swelling in their ankles is less even before they started dieting. On the fourth dose, most patients declare that they are feeling fine. They have usually lost 2 pounds or more. Some say they feel a bit empty, but hasten to explain that this does not amount to hunger per se. Some complain of a mild headache, of which they have been forewarned, and for which they have been given permission to take aspirin. During the second and third day of dieting, that is the fifth and sixth dose, these minor complaints improve while the weight continues to drop at about double the usual overall average of almost 1 pound per day, so that a moderately severe case may be the fourth day of dieting. So that a moderately severe case may be the fourth day of dieting have lost as much as 8 to 10 pounds. Okay, grammar in that sentence, a little odd. But basically, they say some people can lose as much as 8 to 10 pounds by the fourth day. It is usually at this point that a difference appears between those patients who have literally eaten to capacity during the first 2 days of treatment and those who have not. Okay, this is where I just skimmed the information. Side note, and I didn't read the whole thing. He's going to chastise me right now for only doing 1 day of loading. But mind you, I think I'm okay because I really did eat a lot the day before. I really did kind of load for 2 days. I just didn't get the whole HCG in my system those 2 days. I didn't have like a nice, normal day of eating before. Okay. I'll continue on. Okay, I'll review that again. It is usually at this point that the difference appears between those patients who have literally eaten to capacity during those first 2 days of treatment and those who have not. The former feel remarkably well. They have no hunger, nor do they feel tempted when others eat normally at the table. They feel lighter, they feel more clear-headed, and they notice a desire to move quite contrary to their previous lethargy. Those who have disregarded the advice to eat to capacity continue to have minor discomforts and do not have the same euphoric sense of well-being until about a week later. It seems that their normal fat reserves require that much more time before they are fully stocked. All right. So much to unpack here, folks. All right. So, 2 common remarks. One is just, I feel different. All right. I feel quite different. And this is on the first day. So this would be equivalent to my day today. I feel quite different being on the protocol. I'll be honest with you, I feel euphoric today. This is the first day I'm on the protocol. I'm sorry. I have a little bit of a cold and I don't want to annoy you. Okay. I did notice the very first time I ever did this diet that I felt euphoria almost the whole time through the diet. I couldn't even explain it. My husband, I found out later, was talking to my kids on the side and going, I don't understand why mom's in such a good mood. She's not eating anything. Normally when mom diets, she's not so happy. And yet here I was eating 500 calories a day and just feeling amazing. I personally think it's a combination of things. I think it's the significant amount of weight that you lose on a consistent basis, as opposed to dieting, as opposed to dieting and feeling restrictive and feeling hungry and then the scale also not saying much. Like that just puts you in a bad mood. So I think part of the euphoria is simply, whoa, look at what the scale says today. Whoa, look what the scale says today. Whoa. Diets don't do that for us, right? Especially if you're going to be 50 and older. That's not going to happen. Now, I was in the 40s all the other times I've done this diet. So now I'm in my 50s. It's going to be a little different, I believe. But still, we'll see. I still feel great right now. Like I am excited to go to the gym. Mind you, I'm not going to do any heavy stuff at the gym. The gym is Planet Fitness, so there's also total body fitness and there's a massage chair. Like my gym experience is not hardcore, but I will spend at least 30 minutes, and I try to do closer to an hour on like the recumbent, not the recumbent bike, but the recumbent, what is that machine where your arms go like this and I can't think of the name of it, just escapes me right now. Oh, anyway, you know what it is. I have a little bit of plantar fasciitis in my one foot, and it comes and goes. But if I spend a lot of time walking, it really flares up. And I like to go to the gym 5 days a week. So in order to do that, I use recumbent machines, just like all the old people do. That's okay, not all old people use it, but it puts more weight on sitting and less on your legs, and it just has you push, so you can push more with like the balls of your feet. And then I also like the one with the arm thing so that I'm using my arms as well. um, so yeah, okay. So typically I don't like going to the gym, and if it wasn't for the fact that they do have some tanning, which I do every now and then, I don't judge me, I know I shouldn't be tanning, but um, sometimes just a little bit of color makes me feel good. I always cover my face so I don't get it on my face, but sensitive skin areas or my chest. But like on my arms and legs, it just makes me feel happy to have a little bit of color, especially going into spring when we're going to start wearing less and less clothes and more skin is going to be showing. Um, yeah, so I feel euphoric right now. I feel very good and I feel very excited that I'm starting this again. And I have not felt excited, like excited to start HCG really since the first time I did it. So I am hopeful. I am, but okay, we're in day one and I'm coming off of 2 days of loading and I'm clearly, you know, feeling that fullness from that, but then also a little bit of lightness and that, um, well, I don't know. The scale didn't move for me at all, but then I also had a bowel movement, so I think everything is. So before loading, after loading, the scale was exactly the same. I think that made me really, really, really happy, as opposed to the typical, I usually gain about 2 pounds a day on loading. But I think it was a little bit of an inflated number from the day before because, again, I really kind of loaded that day too. Um, Trust me, the numbers are very high compared to where they were even just a week ago. So I have been loading probably more than 2 days. I'm good. I am ready to take this on. I have to like figure out um, why I have allowed myself to get as high as I have. All right. So the second part of this is now that I've been allowed to, I can't get it down. Since yesterday, I feel like a stuffed pig. Food just doesn't seem to interest me anymore. I really kind of got to that yesterday. On it was like really my official first day of loading, in that I was taking the drops with it. But yeah, by the end of the day, it was like, oh, I was going to have some more potatoes with cheese before, like some of my favorite foods that are nice and hearty and high fat content. And I tried to avoid sugar. Um, didn't do great. I did have a couple cookies, but I didn't have like pure sugar stuff, like candy or I did more bready sugar stuff. But at any rate, that doesn't matter. I didn't have chocolates or anything like that. Um, so on the fourth dose, which would be 2 days in, which would be my day tomorrow, people stay there feeling fine. They usually lose about 2 pounds. I usually lose 2 pounds a day. It'll be interesting since I didn't lose anything today to see what tomorrow looks like on the scale. I am curious. It mentions that some people complain of mild headaches. Yes, this happens to me all the time. Every time I'm on this diet, I have headaches. And I will, for about a week, be living on. He approves aspirin. I use whatever works for me, whether it's acetaminophen or ibuprofen or aspirin, like whatever just makes it go away because it's just miserable having a headache. I don't have one yet today, but it is, I think for me, a carb withdrawal headache that's happening when I'm on the diet. So that happens at the beginning. It is what it is. I do not lose 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days. That has never happened to me. Typically, when I'm on the diet, I lose about a half a pound a day, to be honest with you, average. Like, I lose a lot more at the beginning, and then I might have some days where I don't lose anything. So I really lose about, I mean, because I usually lose about 15 pounds in a month when I'm doing it. Um, so 8 to 10 pounds in the first 4 days, that is not normal for me. But maybe if you're starting upwards of 200 pounds, and you have more to lose, it might be easier to shed some more at the beginning like that, and then you'll find that, and then it'll kind of even out. I don't know. I don't know, but those numbers are amazing, and I would love to say that I've experienced that, but that's not my situation. I will say that I typically in the first 4 days lose 4 to 5 pounds, but then keep in mind you've gained weight in the load phase. So um, when they say they've lost 8 to 10 pounds, this is from before they started loading. My experience is I typically gain 4 pounds in the 2 days of loading, and then the first 2 days on the protocol, I usually lose 4 pounds. So I'm on my fifth day, and that's when I'm really starting to lose weight. So this is kind of an unusual situation this time that I did 1 day of loading and then the scale didn't reflect anything. Um, but again, I think I'm a little bit higher than I normally am. And then I also had a bowel movement before getting on the scale. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I wanted to just see a load number and then have the bowel movement and make it feel like I've lost that weight. But it is what it is. Waste weighs stuff. So when you have a bowel movement, it's going to be reflective on the scale. If you go multiple days without one, that's going to be reflective on the scale too. Keep it all in mind. It's just part of the natural body. All right. Um, and then they say the people who properly loaded to not just satiation, but like, what is the word that he used? Like being stuffed is basically what it comes down to. I can't remember. Who've literally eaten to capacity is how he put it. When you literally eat until you just can't eat anymore, when you let yourself get there, those people tend to be much more successful starting off on the diet, and they feel fine going into it. And the people who don't eat enough in those low days struggle for their whole first week until their body kind of regulates and everything, and then they tend to do a little bit better. So um, it is worth it. It is worth it to do that. All right, so that's the first days of treatment. That's what you can expect. That's also what happens with me. I shared my stuff. So I will every day be giving a quick little update to you. I will try to find another part of the protocol. I'll just go to the next section again because I feel like I'm in a section I haven't reported on before, but maybe I'll be repeating myself. Maybe it'll be something I have reported before. But anyway, it'll be new. And that way, if you're doing HCG and you want to go along with me and you want to compare numbers, we can. So my numbers so far are I weighed in yesterday. I loaded all day with the understanding I ate quite a bit the day before, but I didn't get on the scale. I loaded and did the HCG drops, and I'm starting with the protocol today, and my weight on the scale is exactly the same today. So I am looking forward to 1 week from today having some good numbers. I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray. And I'll be talking to you about what I eat as well. I will try to be better on the protocol. The last few times I've done this, I have not done great on the protocol. But we can talk about that another time. All right. Share with me if you're starting the journey too, and if there's any particular things in the protocol you want me to cover, and they may be things I covered in the past but it's been a while, or you just can't find it because I just left all the videos I've done up. Let me know and I will do a fresh video on that and jump to that part of the protocol and talk about it, because I am definitely going to be doing 21 videos. Take care. Good luck on your journey. Let's do this together. We can do it. We can lose weight and fit into our clothes this summer. I'm excited. Bye, everybody.